Move the mouse to the top left hand side. You will see File. Click on File. You will get a drop down menu. For a new project we need to set the screen size. Click on Document Setup. A new window will appear. Change the size to suit your project. Click the tick button when you have done that. If you plan on doing animations, you'll need to change the animation setup. Go to File on the top left and click on Animation Setup. A new window will open. You will see the default frames are set at 15 frames per second. For power, change to 25 frames. This is a preview window. Slightly to the right you will see 3 squares. The first is water, the second is ground, and the one above is sky. When you click on the ground it will ask you if you want surface or volume. We will use surface. The preview window now shows grass. If you click on the ground icon and surface again, the ground will change in a random order. You then create layers. The red boxes on the main window are the ground in wireframe mode. You can move the ground by clicking on it and holding down the mouse button. You see under the red boxes are more boxes. This is the first ground layer we made. Watch the preview window and you will see the ground moving. If you want to see it fully rendered, rendered means finished with texture, click on the biggest round ball under the ball with the arrows. It will take a minute or two to completely render, depending on the speed of your PC. We now want to change the sky. Go to the top icons and click on the sky icon and surface. If you move the sky around using the red boxes, you will then see the shadow will actually change, because the lower the grid, the nearer the shadows are to the ground, thus creating a shadow effect. Up on the same line as the ground and sky icons are other icons. We will call this line the toolbox. In the toolbox you will see a mountain, a tree and a rock. Click on the tree and that will place a tree in the centre of the ground grid. The tree is wireframed again and is red because we are using it. If we click on that mouse button and hold, we can move the tree left, right or up or down. The preview window shows where the tree is. If we click the tree icon again, we will get another tree that we can move. I now want to resize the tree. Just above the toolbox are the words Create, Edit, Sky and Fog. Click on Edit. This changes the toolbox into Edit mode. The mode before was in Create. If you click on the first object with the points, this will resize your object. You'll need to hold the mouse button down while moving the mouse. The next icon along will rotate your object. By clicking on the blue lines and holding the mouse button down, your object will spin. Here we see the resize in action. The next icon is reposition. This will move your object backwards and forwards, as well as up and down, left and right. A render shows the two trees are now a large distance apart. Above the toolbox, click on Sky and Fog. This will change the toolbox into the Sky and Fog mode. The small thumbnail pictures you see are there to adjust the clouds and fog. You click and hold the mouse button and move left or right over the icons. The description of each thumbnail is at the bottom left. The blue thumbnail is cloud cover. By holding the mouse button down and moving left or right, we will make more clouds or less clouds. You can see this in the preview window. Have some fun with this yourself. The big black circle next to the cloud icon is day or night. The yellow circle above represents your landscape in the sun. By clicking and holding and moving the black ball, the landscape gets lighter or darker. The preview window shows all this. I'm just going to add a ground as I've shown before, but this time click on water icon and surface. By moving the black ball all the way around, it will show a half moon icon instead of the sun. This is for night time. Do a quick render. If we double click on the black ball, we get a new screen called Skylab. This is where you can mess around, add in haze, adjusting the cloud cover with more control this time. It's really down to you to get the look you're after. just find a nice ground texture. You'll notice instead of going up to the edit file and using cut or delete to get rid of the object I have, I've just pulled it down lower than the ground level. It's still there, but we can't see it unless we move the camera lower than the ground. I want to add a mountain now. Go to the toolbox in the create mode and click on the mountain icon. This will put a mountain in your window. The mountain is not very big and I need to resize it. By clicking on the edit word and by clicking and holding on the resize icon, I'll move the mouse left or right to resize. I've now made it bigger, but I want it further back in the distance, so I need to use the reposition icon. The default texture for this is grey. Go up to the edit word above the toolbox, but instead of pressing the button on the word, click on the little arrow at the end of the word. This brings up the materials window. There are lots of types of materials, but we want the planes and terrains. Have a look, then choose the one you want, then click the tick button. This has now made your mountain blend in with the ground. I want to add some other objects into the scene. Click on the arrow next to the create word above the toolbox. This will bring up the objects box. Here is where you can find different mountains, trees and rocks. I'm adding a rock, and by clicking on the tick button I get the rock in the centre of the screen. The rock is not very big and I'll resize it again. I'm just going to move it back away from the camera. I'm going to add some trees now. Again, click on the arrow at the end of the word create. I'm just moving the tree back into the distance. If you don't want to move the tree, you can actually move the camera. Go to the left hand side of the screen and you will see the camera controls. By clicking and holding the mouse button and moving left and right, you will make the camera go backwards, forwards, left or right. The biggest ball will tilt the camera. I'm just going to add another tree. This is a tilt ball. We have just gone under the ground level and back. You can see it all in the preview window. Have some fun with your angles.